FEMA, or Foreign Exchange Management Act, is regulation related to management of foreign exchange with the objective of promoting external trade and payments. In this session, we'll try and understand various regulations under FEMA. The first question that comes to our mind is why FEMA? In international trade, exporters will receive payment in international currency for exports done by them. Exporters then think, what will they do with these dollars? Can they keep dollars in their account? Is this legally allowed? If not, then how dollars will be converted into INR? Importers too have dilemma. They need answers to questions like, from where will they get dollars to make payment to the buyer? Can they keep dollars in their account? Answers to all these questions are in Foreign Exchange Management Act of 1999. Let us take few more examples. Suppose an exporter has prepared a very basic app for his client which cost 5,000 INR. How is he supposed to realize payment for this? Products which one company has exported have some defect. Buyer wants exporter to rectify the defect and re-export. What is he supposed to do in such a scenario? Buyer is asking for samples. What are the regulations for that? An exporter has to travel overseas to meet his buyer. From where can he get foreign exchange? How much money can he take? What are the government regulations? Answers to all such questions are in various articles of Foreign Exchange Management Act. So what is FEMA? FEMA essentially is a law relating to foreign exchange with the objective of facilitating external trade and payments. FEMA helps in promoting development and maintenance of foreign exchange market in India. FEMA regulation extends to whole of India and all branches, offices, and agencies outside India that are owned or controlled by a person residing in India. FEMA contains 49 sections, out of which Section 9 deals with regulation for export of goods and services, which is focus of this lecture. According to FEMA, cooperative commercial banks have authorization to deal in foreign exchange in India. Authorization have also been issued to certain state cooperative, urban cooperative banks, and scheduled commercial banks. There are authorized money changers as well who support by facilitating encashment of foreign currency to visitors from abroad, especially foreign tourists. Reserve Bank has also granted license to certain established firms, hotels, and other organizations, permitting them to deal in foreign currency notes, coins, and travelers' check. There are two types of authorized money changers: full-fledged money changers and restricted money changers. Full-fledged money changers are authorized to undertake both purchase and sale transaction with the public, whereas restricted money changers are authorized only to purchase foreign currency notes, coins, and travelers' checks, subject to the condition that all such collections are surrendered by them in turn to an authorized dealer in foreign exchange or full-fledged money changer. As part of the lecture, we will focus on Section 7, which is for export of goods and services. According to the regulations under the Act, exporter of goods or software in physical form or through any other form is required to furnish declaration in one of the forms containing true and correct details, including details of total amount. Importer-exporter code number has to be mentioned on all copies of the declaration form and in all correspondence of the exporter with the authorized dealer or reserve bank. The amount representing the full export value of the goods exported shall be paid through an authorized dealer. Full export value of goods, software services exported shall be realized and repatriated to India within 9 months or within such period as may be specified by Reserve Bank. For any export of goods or software through customs port, exporter has to declare value of export through exchange declaration form. There are 4 types of exchange declaration form: GR or guaranteed remittance form, SDF or statutory declaration form, PP or parcel post form, and SOFTEX or software export declaration form. GR form is used when exchange declaration form is filed manually. SDF form is used when exchange declaration form is filed electronically. EP form is used when goods are exported through parcel post, and STF form is used for export of software. There are certain exemptions also under FEMA, which are in case of trade samples of goods and publicity materials supplied free of cost, personal use by travelers, ships, stores, transshipment cargo, and goods supplied under the orders of central government or of such officers, goods or software accompanied by a declaration by the exporter that they are not more than 25,000 rupees in value, by way of gift of goods accompanied by a declaration by the exporter that they are not more than 1 lakh rupees in value, aircrafts or aircraft engine and spare parts for overhauling and or repair abroad subject to their re-import into India, goods imported free of cost on re-export basis, goods not exceeding $1,000 or its equivalent in value per transaction exported to Myanmar under the barter trade agreement, then goods which are permitted by Development Commissioner of the export processing zones of free trade zones to be re-exported, which have been provided in detail under the FEMA Act. In this and subsequent slide, we will try and understand the process for submitting the exchange declaration form. EDF shall be submitted in duplicate to the Commissioner of Customs, who will duly verify and authenticate the declaration form. Customs Department will forward the original declaration form to the nearest office of Reserve Bank and hand over the duplicate form to the exporter for submission to the authorized dealer. On the realization of export proceeds, the duplicate copy of exchange declaration form shall be retained by the authorized dealer. In case of export of computer software and audio, video, television software, the form have to be submitted in triplicate to designated official of Ministry of Information Technology, Government of India, at either the Software Technology Park of India, Free Trade Zones, or Special Economic Zones. Designated officials at these entities will certify all the 3 copies of the Softex form and will forward the original copy of Softex directly to the nearest office of the Reserve Bank and will return the duplicate copy to the exporter. Triplicate copy shall be retained by the designated official for records, and on realization of export proceeds, the duplicate copies of Softex shall be retained by the authorized dealers. The document pertaining to export shall be submitted to the authorized dealer mentioned in the relevant export declaration form within 21 days from the date of export or from the date of certification of the Softex form. Authorized dealer may accept for negotiation or collection shipping documents including invoice and bill of exchange covering exports. According to FEMA, in case exporter has received advance payment against export, that is, where shipment of goods is made within 1 year from the date of receipt of advance payment, in such cases, documents covering the shipment shall be routed to the authorized dealer through whom the advance payment is received. RBI approval is required if exporter could not make the payment partly or fully within 1 year from date of receipt of advance payment for remittance of unutilized portion of advance payment or towards payment of interest. An exporter may receive advance payment where the export agreement itself duly provide for shipment of goods extending beyond the period of 1 year from date of receipt of advance payment. If export of goods or services is proposed to be made on deferred payment terms or in execution of a turnkey project or civil construction contract, the exporter shall, before entering into any such export agreement, submit the proposal for prior approval of the approving authority, which shall consider the proposal in accordance with the guidelines issued by Reserve Bank of India from time to time. Hope you have understood basic guidelines related to FEMA regulations. In case you have any question, you can write to me at alkamya@gmail.com.